Okay, hey, we're going to another episode of On the Wrist from Off the Cuff. Today, I have a really cool Artem straps review for you guys. A little bit about the brand. They were founded out of Adelaide, Australia. They are the producers of the world's finest sailcloth strap. Yes, it's been proven at this point, so might as well just go with that. So in terms of this particular release, it is their new top of the line premium strap offering that they consider their finest option to date, crafted with a premium FKM rubber base and layered with their signature synthetic embossed sailcloth material on top. The HydroFlex is meant to be a truly luxury level strap option. Yes, guys, this strap, the HydroFlex, goes for $218 direct. That's right. That is expensive. That is expensive than some of the watches you're wearing on your wrist right now. But there's a method to the madness if you are not aware of the Artem brand. These are expensive, but they are actually meant to be because they're not trying to compete with other aftermarket watch strap manufacturers. They are not trying to be a cheaper alternative to what's out there from the aftermarket. It's really like with their premium sailcloth straps, they aim to compete with full-on luxury OEM straps. So these straps are more made to be an alternative to like a $345 OEM Omega Hybrid strap. Maybe something that you would put on like a $5,000 IWC Mark XX, right? So that is the market for these. These are not for everyone, but for many of the viewers that are out there, you might be curious about this new release and you're wondering if maybe it's right for your particular timepiece. So I'm happy to be able to get these into the channel. Big shout out to Artem for sending these in so that I could share with you guys. So with that said, let's go ahead, zoom the camera out, get these pieces in hand and take a closer look. All right, so elephant in the room. These aren't luxury watches. These are two different Seiko Slim Turtles, the SPB 317 and the 333. And I just chose these to kind of showcase these on just because the color combination. So we do have the black variation and the gray variation. There are some other colorways. Definitely check the links down in the description for more. But let's go ahead and take a look at kind of the most basic and probably the most versatile option, being the black on black. So like I mentioned, guys, these are a hybrid strap, so you're going to be having this beautiful FKM underside and then that fantastic upper, beautifully stitched, very even, of course, and just very precise. One thing that I will say that will probably be a bonus for many of you, but was a bit of kind of a hindrance for me with my larger 7.5-inch wrist, is the length. This has a 75 with 115 millimeter length. I would say typically the industry standard would be closer to 80 and 120. So this is going to be 10 millimeters shorter than a lot of those standardized straps. So for me with a larger wrist, I'm down to kind of the last 3 holes on here. But for you with a smaller wrist, I know a lot of my viewers do have smaller wrists. You're going to be really delighted at the fact that there's much less tail that's going to hang off of this when you do have it mounted to your wrist. Also, some things to take a look at, guys. Look at this hardware. I was blown away. Fully milled, of course, beautifully signed, but the hairline brushing on there, the transition within that high polish, it is just mind-blowing. So again, it is expensive, yes, but they didn't cheap out on anything. Nothing about this strap feels cheap. And just to get a closer look with a bit more contrast, we can look at the gray variation, where of course the sailcloth material on top is going to be this beautiful gray tone, definitely very, very versatile. But the backing is going to be black, so you guys can see here. Also, these do come with quick release spring bars. It's not an option, it is already included. And you can see that they do have a really nice way of doing the underside in terms of the ventilation, nicely signed. You can see there's all of these little cutouts, again, that will help in terms of draining sweat or water. And then just the star of the show, this hardware is amazing. So if you guys have handled luxury timepieces before, you're going to be familiar with this level of fit and finish. And if you haven't, then take a little bit of time to just breathe this in. Look at how sharp those transitions are. Now, are those going to give you any functional benefits? No, but it's beautiful, right? And at the end of the day, pretty much in the year 2023, at the time of recording this, every watch is a luxury. You don't necessarily need to wear watches. You don't need dive watches. You don't need any of it. They're all nice to haves and not necessarily needs. Even for me, as much as a collector and enthusiast I am, I understand that these are things that we want, right? So at the end of the day, if you want something like this strap, then this information is for you. If you don't want it, that's fine. That's absolutely okay. There's plenty of affordable options that are out there. But with that, just like there are plenty of affordable watch options, there are also plenty of luxury and high-end options for your timepieces. And that is the same way it is within the strap space. And I'm a really big fan of Artem. So to just quickly compare it, this is one of their, previously line topping. This is the 20 millimeter, very comparable. This also does have the Omega style deployant there, and this is their beautiful sailcloth. It does have a nice little underside there, very water resilient, but a very specific aesthetic, right? This definitely has more of a maritime effect to it, although it doesn't have to be paired with a dive watch. It definitely does well. And of course, in this green tone, it makes it much more versatile in terms of maybe pairing it with a field watch, pilot's watch. Ooh, a nice cream dial or a white dial face field watch would be really outstanding. But here you're getting definitely more of a tactical look, more of a modern hybrid strap appeal, which is really nice. And again, tying into a dive watch, right, in terms of it being quite, you could dress it up, dress it down, and it's ultimately very, very capable, similar to these types of hybrid straps, right? It's something to where it can dress up, it can dress down, and it is ultimately capable and versatile. So very, very interesting choice. You can see the keepers are going to be contrasting because they are FKM, but I think that actually looks really good and kind of adds to the charm here. And then of course they won't be contrasting if you go with the basic black, but you could also go if you were interested in, of course, the brand, but maybe you weren't ready to spend quite this much on a watch strap, you could also take a look at, of course, their sailcloth straps, because they are going to have that same material, just a different construction. But I will say that this construction definitely feels more sporty, more purpose built from that perspective, versus the sailcloth, which is, it's an aesthetic, it's a style, it's definitely a choice. Whereas this definitely is going to be something that, you could put really on, you could put it on a chronograph, you could put it on, a tactical watch that's all blacked out, maybe a JLC diver, all the way down to things like Rolex Submariners, Blancpain 50 Fathoms, and just everything in between. Rolexes, Omegas, when you think about something like, let's say, a really versatile everyday timepiece like a Railmaster or an Aquaterra, like a strap like this would be really, really perfect for something like that. Or of course, like I mentioned before, something like an IWC pilot's watch. So a lot of great options out there, guys. And this is just another one of those premium options, again, not meant to really compete with other aftermarket strap manufacturers. This is really going to be for those of you that would be considering, let's say, you love that hybrid strap off of your your newer model Omega, and you'd like to put that style of strap on something else, right? Except you don't want it, it's not an Omega you're going to put it on, so you don't want it maybe to have that signed buckle. Instead, you can have the Artem signed buckle, and you can put that on, and it looks great. So normally we'd cut away for getting these on wrist, but hey, we can do that because it's part of demoing the strap, because this isn't a watch review, guys. So again, for me, larger 7.5-inch wrist, relatively reasonable lug to lug on here. It doesn't give me too much room for play. I'm about at the third one there. So if you do have, let's say, a 7.5-inch wrist or larger, definitely be a little bit weary. Be aware that there's not going to necessarily be enough. I would consider this kind of a perfect fit. I, of course, would appreciate having a little bit more length, but some might see that as just being quite tailored. But I think this looks fantastic. My goodness, guys. Of course, if I get my wrist too close to the lens there, it's going to appear much larger than it actually is. So what I'll do is I'll just bring my wrist nice and low and tighten up the shot so you guys can get still a detailed view, while just keeping a truer aspect ratio of how this may sit on your own wrist. And you can see it looks fantastic. This watch, of course, my Slim Turtle, was one of my most worn watches last year, and this year it has had a little bit of time taken away from it with some other acquisitions, but my goodness, on this strap, it definitely just brings it to life. And while still quite subdued, it does manage to give it a bit more of a premium feel, which I can absolutely appreciate. Now, to get on the gray strap here, let's go ahead and put it on my left wrist. So some of you are rejoicing because you probably hate seeing it on the wrong wrist, because I do write with my left wrist, with my left hand. So I do wear my watches on my right wrist. So you will rarely, unless I'm wearing two watches, see it on the other side. So as you guys can see here, beautiful in that gray. Ooh, look at that. Just nothing out of place. The stitching is just extremely uniform and in line. No frays, just nothing hanging off of it. This beautiful, my goodness, that pin buckle is just fantastic. And of course, if we go back to tightening up the shot so we can get that detailed look while keeping that truer aspect ratio, you can see beautifully centered on the wrist and really nicely done. So although this is a dive watch and it is, a slimmer dive watch, it still is a dive watch on a strap nonetheless. So you are going to want to have a bit more structure up here, which you do have, because then it has a bit of a taper as it thins out, as you can see. So it's going to stay planted on your wrist, which is really nice. These are water and dust resistant. They're made out of completely vegan materials. The hybrid construction is really fantastic. Again, that premium FKM rubber base, that embossed synthetic material, that sailcloth embossed texturing there, just looks really out of this world, guys. And these are, of course, also compatible with their RM or Richard Mille deployant strap buckles. So that's another option. I think this pin buckle is amazing, though. The good news is, even if you choose to upgrade it to one of those deployant buckles, you actually still will receive the gorgeous pin buckle here. So very, very cool, guys. And again, if you do have more luxury oriented pieces, and you can appreciate just that extra level of fit and finish, these are going to work very, very well within that scenario, because the fit and finish on these is really quite impeccable. The beautiful sheen, I mean, very, very nice. And of course, again, that water resistance, that dust resistance, it's very cool. And then premium 316L stainless steel tang buckle, just beautifully finished to an absolute luxury level. Now, this buckle is absolutely going to outshine, this quite pedestrian Seiko finish, which is still nice, within the Prospex line. But you can see this is just finished to a completely upper echelon by comparison. So really fantastic, really, really beautiful. And again, really excited to share with you guys. Let me know down in the comments below what are some of the watches that you might have paired with these gorgeous straps. Have you seen any other of their color combinations? Is anything calling to you? I mean, something like this, imagine it on a moon watch. So much versatility. So again, let me know what you all think in the comments below. If you like the video, please do hit like. And you know what, I guess I kind of forgot to get into my closing thoughts. We already talked about price, and what these are marketed as. They're not marketed as something you'd buy on Amazon for $30 or $40 as just a fun thing to try out. These are definitely deliberate purchases, so I do want to keep that definitely at the forefront of your mind if you are considering buying these. Again, although they're not perfect for me, they could be really great for you if you have a smaller wrist, or I should say just a regular size wrist. I have a slightly larger than average wrist. I do wish they were a touch longer to be, at that 80, 120 millimeter length combination. That works really well for me, but I also know that quite a few of the straps I've reviewed, people have complained about there being extra long tails hanging off. So again, what makes it kind of a drawback for me might actually be a positive for you. So I can't even really consider that a straight up hit against them. So I can't hold it truly against them, because everyone has different wrist sizes, and the tail slack is going to play differently on whoever ends up wearing these. So for what they are pretty perfect, guys, and unfortunately perfection doesn't come cheap. So these are, again, top of the line, top of the range. This is their best work yet, and I have to agree with them. These are very, very special, and they just fly under the radar, but then the closer you look, you just see all these amazing details. And I think that's really cool. So let me know what you all think in the comments below. If you like the video, please do it like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks, guys.